Hello, friends. Good evening. I'm so excited to be live with you here on YouTube. So this is the first time that I've been live on the YouTube platform. I usually go live in our Facebook group, so I hope you guys are joining me. I am Bailey Hillman. I'm an occupational therapist and a licensed nursing home healthcare administrator, and so I am excited to be on this evening. I want to talk a little bit to our family caregivers of those who are taking care of individuals who have dementia. And so that is really my specialty. I have been in healthcare for over 10 years now, and I am passionate about taking care of people with dementia as well as those who care for them and making sure that they're able to live life to its fullest. And so let's talk a little bit about the holidays, right? So Thanksgiving is a couple days away, and I have seen on our Facebook groups that people are feeling very guilty right now. COVID has not made anything easier for anyone, right? It has sucked this year, and it is going to take the fun out of our Thanksgiving and all of our holidays. And so if your loved one is in a nursing home, I know it is extremely difficult right now because most of you cannot see them. You're not able to go into the nursing home, and you're limited to just video calls. You're not really sure how they're doing. It's been months and months, 9 months now that we haven't been able to allow caregivers into nursing home facilities. And so it's hard. It's a struggle. And the holidays aren't going to make anything any easier. And so if caregiving wasn't hard before, it's even harder now. It's even harder now, right? That you can't see them. And even having them at home, just the guilt of not being able to take them out and the increased frustration of not you being able to get out and go, and then the guilt of maybe bringing the virus home to them. So there is so much fear and shame and guilt that is I guess flooding in people's minds right now as caregivers. And I want to help you understand how we can change that, right? Because Thanksgiving is supposed to be when we're thankful, not when we're stressing. And so there's a couple things that I want to say. First of all, is you're doing the best that you can. I saw a post, I guess it was yesterday, of a sister who was taking care of her mother. And she said, you know, my sister that lives out of town is making me feel really guilty for everything that I do to take care of my mom. And she's just guilting me and not very kind to me at all. And that is so hard, right? It's hard, number one, to just care for someone, especially with someone who's having a cognitive decline and who may not be able to say thank you and show their gratitude for all that you're doing. But then when you have outside people that are telling you that you're not doing a good job, or that you're doing things wrong, or if you put them in a nursing home and now it's not working out as it should have worked out because of COVID or whatever other reason, it's frustrating. But I want you to know that you are doing the best that you can. All right, you're doing the best that you can. And I know that as a caregiver, none of us go into this thinking, hey, we're do a crappy job at taking care of mom. Like, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to do a crappy job at taking care of her. We don't go in thinking that. We go in because we love them. And so you are doing the best that you can. And there are going to be times that you're like, I am so done, right? I am done. I do not want to do this anymore. I am not doing a good job. I am so frustrated. I could walk out that door right now and never, ever come back. There's going to be times that's what you feel, and it's okay. All right. I'm telling you right now, it is okay to feel that way. It's okay to verbalize that. It's okay to say, you know what? I need a break. I am going to have to step out. I am done. Like, I can't do this anymore. And so it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay I saw a post a couple days ago that said, I feel guilty because I hate my mom right now. Like, I hate having to take care of her. It makes me upset with her because I'm having to care for her. And that's normal. It is very normal as a caregiver. However, there are things that we need to do in order to help retrain your brain to know that, number one, you're doing the best that you can. And it's okay to have those feelings and to name those feelings and to deal with them. But the other thing is the changes that you're seeing is because of the dementia. Okay, the changes that you're experiencing is not because your parents changing. It's because they're changing and you're not changing with them. Okay, so the disease is causing them to change, and your frustration is in response to those changes. And so you have to change with them we have to change. And number one, it's our expectations, right? Your expectations of your loved one has to change. And the reason that is because a lot of times we expect them to do things as they always have done them. However, with dementia, that's not going to happen, right? Because it's a progressive disease. And so they're not going to do everything that they have done in the past. They're not going to maybe make it to the toilet every time. They may have accidents. I saw someone say, "Hey, Bailey, they are peeing all over my house. My house smells like urine. I can't take this any longer." Okay, we have to have those realistic expectations for our loved one as they're going through the disease process. If we do have realistic expectations, then our frustration level is going to go down. And then our guilt is going to go down as well, because the guilt has a lot to do with the frustrations of not being able to do it perfect, right? It feels like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing a good job at this. And so because you're so frustrated at not doing a good job, then you feel guilty because you're like, I'm sucking this up, right? I am doing terrible at taking care of this person that I love, and I'm supposed to be able to take care of 100%, and I'm not doing a good job. But it's because your expectations are wrong, okay? Because they're not changing as your loved one is changing. So have those realistic expectations and then adapt with them. So don't also force them to do things. Okay, we can't force them to do things that they can't do any longer. And the way that you're going to best be able to have realistic expectations and know where y'all are in the disease progression with your loved one is to educate yourself on it. And there's a ton of videos, not just my videos, but there's a ton of education and resources out on YouTube about dementia care. And I have, the 7 stages of dementia. So what stage is your loved one in? What do you expect at that stage? What's the next stage going to look like? So when they start not being able to do certain things, what's that expectation? I would, however, tell you that I encourage you to focus on their abilities, not just the things that they're losing. So many times as caregivers, we can get so frustrated at the losses, right? Because they're losing all of this, but we forget that they're still able to do a lot. And so instead of just doing and doing and doing for them, we have to remember, you know what, mom can't get dressed 100%, but she can put her shirt on still. So let's let her put her shirt on and be as independent as possible versus us just doing it for her. And so many times, we have to know what they're still able and capable of doing instead of just constantly focusing on the negative. That's also going to change your mindset. Because if you're focused, dad is losing all of his abilities, it's going to make you even more depressed, you even, sadder than you already are, and thinking I'm not doing enough to keep him independent, which it's not your fault, right? Again, it's a progressive disease. And so you have to have those realistic expectations, and then you need to be positive in looking at, here's what they're still able to do. I'm still able to help dad. He can still help me make a shopping list. He may not be able to go shopping with me, or he may not be able to, walk anymore, but he can ride in a wheelchair. So let them do as much as they can. That's going to help you as well on your mindset. The other thing that's frustrating is their social skills are decreased as the disease progresses. So as they go through the disease progression, their social skills are going to decrease, right? And so they're going to respond differently. And if you're out in public and they say something out loud or they react to something that's, really embarrassing, you may react. Okay. Many times as a caregiver, it's hard, right? It's hard not to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you just said that, right? I cannot believe you just said that. So I have to tell a joke on my grandmother. I'm actually a caregiver this week for my grandma. And there is a Facebook post of one of my family members. She's younger and not married. And so she posted on Facebook that they were expecting. And it was a picture of looked like a sonogram. And it said, we're expecting and all this stuff. And it was a joke. Okay, it was a joke. But my grandma was on the phone talking to other people saying, oh my gosh, you'll never believe who's pregnant. You'll never believe who's pregnant. Oh my God, it was a sonogram of a turkey inside a stomach. So instead of a baby in there, it was a turkey in there because it's Thanksgiving, right? So she was saying we're expecting, to pop later because they're going to eat too much turkey. Instead, my grandma's calling around telling the family that she's pregnant. I was like, oh God, right? Don't post things on social media that your seniors are going to see because they don't always get the jokes. Anyway, so that's a huge rumor that was spread, but pretty funny. So if they react poorly, if they do something that's embarrassing to you, you might react negatively, right? You can react negatively, especially if you're out in public, and you might say something or make them feel a certain way, maybe make them feel like they're stupid or how dare you act like that, and they feel disciplined, right? You may react like that and then feel really bad later because they can't help it. Right? Remember, it's the disease that's causing these behaviors. And so if you react poorly, give yourself grace. Okay, just give yourself grace. It's okay. We all do that, even without having to deal with this cognitive decline, right? We all react sometimes quickly before we think, and it's okay. So the social skills may be reduced. They're going to be reduced as they progress through the disease process. The last thing is remember the reason that you are a caregiver, right? You care because you love. We have to remember that we love them, right? We have to remember that, you know what, I am going to look back and I'm going to miss this time. At some point, I am going to think, I missed that time with you. With my grandma here, she's 82. Like, I'm gonna miss her one day, right? I know she's not gonna make it forever, right? We're all dying. I know she's not gonna be here with me forever. I'm gonna miss her one day, and so just remember that as a caregiver, that this too shall pass, right? And you are stronger than you know, and this will pass. And so this holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas, is going to be difficult. 2020 has sucked, right? The whole year has been difficult, all of it. I mean, it has passed by so quickly, but yet it has been the worst year ever, especially in healthcare. Okay, I'm a healthcare administrator at a nursing home. We've had a terrible year. I've had COVID in the building 4 different times. And so it definitely is difficult. But if we can have realistic expectations, if we cannot force people to do things, our loved ones to do things that they're not capable of doing, if we're able to give ourselves grace and tell ourselves, you know what, I am doing the best that I possibly can with the resources and the energy and the emotions that I have at this, I'm doing the best I can, and give yourself grace. You're doing a good job. Okay, this is not easy. It's not. And nobody is asking to sign up to be a caregiver. No one is asking to get dementia, right? It's happening. And you are in this place for a reason. And so I encourage you to continue to push forward. And if you can get past all of this, you're going to have that reward that's coming. Okay, there's a reward coming. You have those moments of sweetness, right? You have those moments when they look at you and they're like, I love you, right? I love you. Or, they do something or they're laughing and you're like, that's why I care for them. That's why I take care of them. That's why I love them. And so, yes, it is hard. Caregiving is hard, but we're going to make it. You're going to make it. And the holidays are going to be hard, but you know what? They're going to be here next year too, right? 2021 better be better than 2020. That is for I'm sure. I wish we could go back, right? How many times can we look back and think, man, I can't believe I complained about that stuff, right? That was nothing compared to what we're dealing with right now. Can't believe I complained in 2019 on this stuff. But anyway, so I hope that you are able to have a fantastic holiday with your loved one, or if you're not able to see them and they're in a nursing home, spend time on a video call, or make sure that you're sending, cards into the nursing home if they'll allow you to send them. And then you will be able, trust me, it's coming. Okay, the nursing homes are going to be open back up. Texas is already open. We're able to have essential caregivers. So everybody has 2 essential caregivers. It's coming with the vaccine coming out and all of that. We'll be open. God, I hope in like at least 6 months if they can really get that vaccine out and going. But it's okay, right? We're going to make it through the holidays. And so don't feel guilty. Everybody is dealing with this. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. Get on our website, baileyhillman.com. There's a contact form in there. My email is bh@baileyhillman.com. I'll post it in the link below. So again, I am excited that you're here, and thank you for joining me on my first YouTube Live. It's been fun. I go live every Sunday night on our Facebook group, so you can hop over there. I'll try to start going live on both. But I do always end my live sessions or any meeting that I have. So whether it's morning meeting at work or our family call or our all staff call, I always end in prayer. And so I want to pray over all of you that are watching or that you have popped on and gotten off, or you're watching a replay. And if you're watching it live, put hashtag live in the comment section. If you're watching it replay, put hashtag replay. But I like to pray at the end and just really leave you guys, I hope, with just a little bit more positive spirit than what you may have started and you started this video with. So if you will, pray with me and then I'll end. God, I come over this evening. I just thank you for the people that are on this live video. God, I thank you for their hearts. God, that they are caregivers and they are caring for people that need them. God, that you love, that they love. I pray that you would give them strength, especially right now. God, as we're going through 2020 with this COVID virus, God, it is difficult without a cognitive decline, without our loved ones suffering from a dementia. God, it's hard. But with that and with being a caregiver, it has made things even harder. God, I pray that you would just be there with them and carry them through this year. God, as the holidays are approaching, and this is a time we're supposed to be celebrating with our families and our friends, I pray that you would just give us a sense of comfort and peace and knowing that, you know what, there's a reason for this. And I pray that you would help us to adapt and change and to make it. God, help them to know that they are doing the best that they can. Give them support that they need within their community, within their family, God, to just continue to press forward and to do your work. God, I pray that you would use us, continue to use us as your hands and your feet doing your work for your people. In your name I pray. Amen. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thanks for jumping on.